Among the persons who were studying the type manuscript of the Urantia papers between 1935 and 1955 was a Miss Carolyn Brown, a well-informed spiritualist with whom I had long conversations in New York during the winter of 47 to 48. At that time, Miss Brown never alluded to the existence of the papers. In the early 50s, this group received a celestial message stating that because of advances in planetary communications, the number of potential readers had become sufficient to justify the publication of the papers in English with an initial printing of 10,000 copies, and that a translator in another language would be found to make it a truly worldwide work. During Christmas time in 1955, as soon as the papers appeared in English under the title of the Urantia book, Miss Brown sent me a copy and hinted that the publication message might be meant for me. It took me the first months of 1956 to read the book. Like many French people, I had been searching for a philosophy that could unite science and religion. After a 30-year quest, I found it in the Urantia book. Well aware of the difficulty of translating the book into French and publishing it, I nevertheless decided to consider myself, from that time on, as being on a mission. I translated the whole text by hand in 29 large notebooks, constantly receiving immense aid from the invisible world. Collaboration, health, inspiration, and money. When the manuscript was well on the way, I asked my secretary to undertake the typing. Then I wrote to the Urantia Foundation, telling them that I had translated the book into French and was requesting permission to publish it. There followed an endless period of negotiations and controls, which finally resulted in an agreement for which it was necessary for me to go to Chicago in 1960. When I arrived there on August 21st, Dr. Sadler introduced me to an assembly of around 70 Urantians with the following words: "We received the order to publish the Urantia book in 1955 because the time had come and because there would be a translator. I introduce to you today this translator, whose potential the spirit world knew of before the translator himself knew of this existence of this work." Naturally, these exceptional circumstances led me to form a great friendship with Dr. Sadler in 1960. He was then 85 years old. In leaving him, I asked for his promise to stay alive until I could come again to see him and deliver to him in person the international fruit of the work. He kept his word.